Hi, my name's Jonny, and today we are checking out not one, but two Yamaha BBs. Yes, for today's video, we're going to fill in the gaps of my Yamaha BB range lineup of videos by playing both the most expensive and the cheapest, the two that I haven't yet played in this range, all in one video. The Yamaha BB actually first came out and was intended as like an entry-level bass made in Japan in 1977. At the time, these basses were relatively cheap compared to some of the other counterparts such as Fenders that were out at the time. But there was something about that Japanese quality that we've come to know and love that made the BBs stand out, and they've been seen being played by incredible musicians: Nathan East, Pino Palladino, Andy Rourke, Peter Hook. There's a massive list of professionals that have used these, but I definitely get the feeling that for some reason the broad bass didn't really catch on in the way the precision bass did. Now it's maybe unfair to compare it to a P bass because that was kind of the first electric bass, but everyone who I've ever met that's played a Yamaha bass always says how good they are. And I'm one of those people. I'm an advocate for these basses because I think they're brilliant, but they don't seem to have that wider appeal still for some reason, so we'll take a little look at that later on. First of all, I want to introduce you to my friends. On this side, we have the BB234. This is their entry-level bass. It costs about £450 new right now, and is the most stripped back basic BB you can get on the market today. In my other hand is the most expensive. This is the BB P34 made in Japan, and these retail for about £1,800, so less than 500, nearly 2,000. These are quite far apart in terms of price range, so I'm going to go over quickly the specs and the differences between these two. I'll have a listen to some sounds, and then you guys can decide for yourselves which you like the most. But before we go anywhere, I have to say that Yamaha have very kindly sent me these basses to check out today, and I'm very much enjoying the kind of disco ball effects that the lights and the machine heads are giving right now. Yamaha have sent me these to borrow for this review, so they will be going back, so they're not to keep. But I do just have to say that because it means that this video technically counts as an ad, even though they haven't paid me to say anything specific or anything like that. So all the thoughts are my own. The 234, we've got some actually really nice specs for an affordable instrument. We've got a rosewood, yes, a rosewood fretboard, older body, maple neck with a satin finish on the back, 40mm nut width, so not as wide as a classic P bass. Totally passive with their in-house PJ pickups, no brands anywhere attached to this, a simple vintage style bridge, a standard 4-bolt construction neck joint, a spec list that isn't to be sniffed at, but at the same time isn't really giving you anything super premium. Now, from looking on Yamaha's website, it does seem like these spec lists are very similar. We've got older body, maple neck, rosewood fretboard, and their website describes the necks as being identical. To me, this neck feels totally different to the other one. One's being a much smoother satin. This neck feels comfier than that one. It feels slimmer to me, but I think a lot of that might be to do with the action. The action out of the box and the setup on this bass is far superior to the cheaper 234, as to be expected. Another difference with these basses is the knobs, and I want to talk about knobs for as long as possible on this video. This Yamaha might have some of my favorite knobs. Oh, they feel and look so good, and whilst the BB234 knobs feel nice, they don't look very nice. They look a bit cheap, I'd say. Certainly in comparison to this premium knobbage over here. We've got a couple of other nice attention to detail bits, like these lovely inlays, much better bridge, the ability to string through the body, and Yamaha's kind of signature 6-bolt construction with the angled screws. It makes it a lot more resonant overall. You'll see a big difference when I hold these up side by side like this. You can see the difference in the shape of that neck. This P34 definitely has better access to the upper frets and just smoother construction lines overall. That's not to say that this one is badly made or has bad construction. The fit and finish on the BB234 is actually really good for that price range, but this is certainly a step up. It's almost unfair to compare these things about it because that's what makes this bass more expensive than that one, as well as it being handmade in Japan as opposed to more mass-produced in Indonesia. But is this bass worth that much more than its Indonesian counterpart? Now shut up, Jonathan. Let's have a listen. So there we go. Let me know in a comment down below what you think about the sounds of these basses. BB234 sounds really good. Like, that is a great sounding bass. As is the P34. I'm kind of surprised and not at the same time. Like, the P34 definitely has a lot more to say, and there's a lot more top ends to this one as well. The 234 is certainly a lot more mellow. There isn't as much treble response in there. The pickups aren't quite as hot as these ceramic YDG pickups are in the P34. If I'm honest, I would actually say that this one at times is a bit too zingy. I actually found when I was dialing back the tone ever so slightly, that is where this bass shone more a little bit. You still had that information, but you're kind of rolling it off a little bit. It's there if you want it. I was finding myself enjoying the tones when I was dialing it back a bit, which is really interesting. Overall, yeah, this is a better instrument, I would say. But is it worth it? Honestly, with the current pricing, it's between £1,700 and £1,800 at the minute. It is a lot. Now, this is sometimes worth it as a purchase if it will hold its resale value, but it's a considerable jump up compared to the 234. Like, if you were to compare them directly in terms of value for money, it's the 234 all day long. However, I want to talk a little bit now about why you don't see more of these. Because Yamaha as a business are so weird and like spread themselves so thin almost across multiple industries, you know, motorbikes, washing machines, probably condoms. No, I don't know, but they would be good condoms. But Yamaha, you know, are a household brand. They're kind of a household brand for the wrong reason, because they just make so many things. And although those things are often really good, and such is the case here as well, I just think that people don't associate this with instruments necessarily. They're not enough of a household name as a guitar manufacturer that people often overlook them and go, "Ooh, Yamaha? Why would I get one of those when I could get a Squier Fender?" I know those. I've seen people using those. I think it's just a snowball of people like not using them, and it causes other people to not use them. Because, like I said, I'm sure there's going to be loads of comments about this. Everyone that's played a Yamaha knows. If you know, you know. So my recommendation on the back of this is that you should go and get yourself a Yamaha. Try one out. You will enjoy it. I know it. And that's a wrap. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.